Well, here I am again. Uh, want to share some things with you in the book of Revelation, chapter 22, verse 16. Some of this you've probably never heard before, but I want to share it with you nevertheless, okay? Uh, we're living in some very crucial times now, and I just think we need to know these things, okay? I just feel that we need to know and be aware of these things. Revelation 22:16 says, I, Jesus, have sent my angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and offspring of David, the bright and morning star. I, Jesus, have sent my angel. That's like a personal ownership of something, you know. In order to send something, you must be in charge of something. So, for Jesus to send his angel to testify or to witness unto the churches, that means that he's in a position of authority. I'm going to say Jesus uh, reigns as the Father now. And only the Father can send his angel or to send his Son. So Jesus is saying, I will send my Son, or another way of saying it, I will send my Christ to speak to the churches, and I'm going to add this, in the ages to come. The script has already been written. So I, Jesus, will send forth my angel. Okay? Let's go to chapter 21, verse 17. And he measured the wall thereof, 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is, of the angel. So we know that the angel that Jesus will send forth to testify unto us is a man in Revelation 21:17. And that, to me, that's amazing. He's letting us know what is about to take place, what is happening in this day that we live in. In other words, uh, the Christ will manifest in our time at the end of the age or the beginning of the new age of Aquarius, the man bearing the water pitcher, as recorded in the gospel. This is the age that his Christ will manifest. Now, if you turn to Revelation chapter 11, verse 15, John says something very strange here. Listen to this. He says, And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, listen to this now, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. So we see and understand here that uh, Jesus will send forth his angel, meaning a man, his son, and he's called his Christ. Almost the same thing here, it says. The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord. Who is our Lord? Our Lord is Jesus. That's who we confess our Lord, Jesus. And of his Christ, his son, his angel. And he shall reign forever and forever. Uh, you know, it is my personal understanding that each Christ reigns uh, for the age or ages. And once he has completed his cycle, then he therefore sends his angel, his Christ. For example, let's say Enoch was a type of a Christ for the age he lived in. So therefore, Enoch sent Melchizedek, okay, Melchizedek sent Jesus. Now Jesus would send forth his angel. Well, why do I say Enoch? Because Enoch was called the friend of God. He walked with God, and he did not see death. God took him. Okay, that's it. He sent forth Melchizedek. Well, in order for Melchizedek to send forth Jesus, that means that Melchizedek had to be greater or equal to. Or you hear what I'm saying now? So all throughout the New Testament, Paul talks about Melchizedek. In fact, Jesus was made a high priest after the order of Melchizedek. So that means that Melchizedek, uh, once he had completed his mission, served as the father for that age, and then he then sent forth his son, which was the Christ, for the age of Pisces, the two fishes. So now that Jesus, 2,000 years ago, completed his earthly mission, and he said, I'll be with you to the end of the age. Uh, he said world, but it means age. Uh, and we are in the age of Aquarius now. Um, he therefore he will send his angel, his son, to speak to the churches. There's a book written by Levi Dowding called The Aquarian Gospel. And Levi says something in the prefix of the book. Uh, Levi was something like a Edgar Cayce. Edgar Cayce was called the sleeping prophet. He would see things while he was sleeping. People would from around the world would travel to his home to ask specific questions, and his wife would write them down and so forth. But Levi Downing, he was able to hold that, maintain that energy flow in that other realm that he went to, and he wrote what he saw. Now, understand, one thing I've learned about the Spirit deals with us according to the words and vocabulary that are within our mindset. Okay, so he writes this that I'm going to say the elders, the council of elders met, and they determined that in the age to come, man will need a new pattern. Man will need a new pattern to go by. And we can somewhat see that now because the love of many have waxed cold. People don't talk about Jesus the Christ as they used to. They don't even reveal the Antichrist as they used to. It is like it is all about business now. About the business now. It's about building big churches and getting the massive crowds to come into their meetings and camp meetings. Um, so there's been a shift now, and you can see it when you travel around your country, around your city. Uh, People don't generally love like they used to. I mean, it's in every walk of life too, if you look carefully. So we are told that also that we're also told that in Revelation chapter 14, verse 4. Uh, let's go to verse 3. And I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days. These are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. And so we understand that the two witnesses that will come forth in this time, of course, one will be that of uh, 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 the Christ, and of course, the other one will be that of John the Baptist. I'm not saying he'll be the same person, but it'll have the same soul spirit. You know, there is such a thing as incarnation. The soul spirit incarnates all the time. Once the flesh has came and served its time, the flesh will be no more. But the spirit, the soul spirit, reincarnates all the time That is to incarnate in new forms, new flesh forms, as in newborn babies or so forth. And there's another deeper mystery to that, which I won't get into right now. But these are the things that we're looking for that will manifest at the beginning of the age of Aquarius, you know. Uh, Now, Jesus says something also in Matthew, around 24th chapter. He says, many will come in my name saying, I am the Christ. And he says, when they say, meet me in the secret chamber, meet me in the desert places, don't go. Okay. From that, we understand that there would be many uh, dark crises, antichrists, many antichrists that will come in the name of using the name of Christ, and they will lure you into specific places. Well, Jesus said, don't fall for that. Why? Because the one thing you got to know, and the one thing that Jesus came to demonstrate and to reveal to us, is that the Christ, the Christ consciousness, God, uh, uh, the true Spirit of God, lives within us already. It is a light in us, you know. And so when you know that Christ already dwells within you, when you know that God is in you already, then you don't have to go and look for him in these different places, you know. As one verse says, be still and know that I am God, you know. He will reveal himself to you from within. So I am saying that in this age, we're looking, we can expect Jesus to send forth his Christ, his angel, his son. As I said before, uh, we can go back to Enoch, Enoch's son to Melchizedek, Melchizedek's son Christ, but he was made a high priest after the order of Melchizedek. So you take that and take that in place. So therefore, Enoch had to be a Christ himself in order to send Melchizedek, which taught us not to fear death. You know, um, in fact, I'll go as far to say he was a samurai. You know, he introduced the fact that hey, uh, there's no need to fear death. Death is not real. We don't die. The flesh returns back to dust. Okay, but your spirit soul is eternal, everlasting.